everyone, it's Angela here, Nerfenstein / Girly Gamer, and today we're going to just do a little update on what I've been up to, another vlog, talking about board games and a decision that I've made with regards to that, and some other kind of gaming I've been doing. So as you know, I love board games, tabletop games, video games, anything geeky, but board games are where my passion lay, but I've got a problem. So I'm here to admit to you all that I have got a major problem when it comes to board games. See these? You probably noticed they're all in shrink and they've been on my shelf for weeks. You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Angela. Get your together. Now you're probably thinking, why are they in shrink? Why haven't you opened them? I haven't opened them because my shelf of shame is massive. And I've got games in there that I have not played that I've owned for over a year. Some of them I've probably owned for over a couple of years, maybe 3 years. And it just got me thinking, I am a board game addict. I've gone from a gamer, someone who just loves playing board games, to a collector. And for me, that's just not healthy. So this year, I am not buying any more board games other than things that I'm stuck in on with a pre-order, or things that are obviously going to come via Kickstarter. Usually because of disposable income, I'll just go in and buy whatever I see if I'm like, oh, I really want that in my collection. But that is a ridiculous way to be, because the fun that you get in board games is by playing them, and if I'm buying them and not playing them, what's the point, you know? I'm sure some of you do the same thing. I'm sure that you go out and you buy stuff and then it sits on your shelf and you're like, oh, look at my shelf of shame. But it's called a shelf of shame for a reason. That little Japanese woman must have got to me, because I am not feeling the joy. So anyway, that's where I'm at with board games, and something that's helped me sort of get things in order and realize that there's other fun to be had is this thing. I got PlayStation VR on Boxing Day with my Christmas money, and it has been a total hoot. There's a lot more VR games out there than I even realized existed, and I think the best way to explain the fun of the VR is it sort of takes me back to when I would put a game in and there'd be like an instant magic. Like say Mario on the N64 when it came out, or even GoldenEye to some extent, or games on the Amiga that when they came out, like Team 17 game, and you were like raring to play it just because it was so different, rather than being bombarded. And board games as well, actually, it's a similar thing, being bombarded with the same thing over and over and over again. I was playing a game with my daughter a few weeks ago, and this is what sort of kicked off my rethinking on board games. We played it, and at the end of the game she said, that game's exactly like the game we played last week, it's just different. And I thought, holy crap, she's right. It is literally the same thing. We're doing the same worker placement, doing the same resource collection, just the board and the theme is different. But with the PSVR, it is joyful. I played a game on the weekend, and I just put it on just to see what it looked like, Fisherman's Tale. And it was so magical. I played it all the way through to the end. I didn't even pause. Just charming and fun, you know? And obviously the great thing with this is you don't need another player to play it. So that's where the fun is for me at the moment. Not to say I'm not playing board games. I've got time stories set up for tomorrow. I'm catching up on some of the scenarios for that. And I'm playing Pandemic Fall of Rome on the weekend, along with another one that I can't remember because I've got too many games. Yeah, so I'm still board gaming. Just wanted to put it out there that I've sort of come to that realization of I shouldn't be buying new games if I've got game. Someone once said to me, a game's new if you haven't played it. And it's kind of stuck with me. I wish I knew who it was, just so I could thank them, because that's exactly right. A game is new if you haven't played it. So I'm trying to sort of look at it that way. Anyway, just wanted to share that wee update with you all, so that you knew what I was up to or not up to. And that's it. I'll probably be covering some PSVR games as well as board games and geeky stuff like I always do. So I'm hoping that doesn't sort of push you away from my channel. Board games are still where my heart truly lay. So you'll definitely be seeing more board game stuff as well. That's it. I hope you're all well. Thank you for sticking with me if you watched till the end of this. You know how I feel about vlogs. Yeah, cheers. Nerfenstein out.